Hey, we're excited to be hosting our third straight regional. Our guys are excited. Just got done with practice. Part of it was outside, part of it was inside. So before the media asked me anything about the weather, I don't care about the weather. I can't control the weather. Don't want to talk about the weather. And every regional that has ever been here has not been affected by weather like some people want to say it is. So we'll be ready to go tomorrow whenever we're allowed to play with the weather. And we're facing a great opponent in Norfolk State.
Okay, we'll open up the questions for Coach Godwin first.
Coach, how do you feel like the team thus far has kind of handled maybe the hype surrounding it compared to past years? Do you feel like they've done a pretty good job of just taking it as it is and ignoring the noise?
I've said this a lot recently, but this team is as battle-tested as any team that we've ever had. Going to back before conference started, our guys, had to go through injuries. Somebody asked me yesterday, says, "Hey, your team didn't have any injuries this year." And I was like, whoa, I guess I missed Hoover being out for 6 weeks with a shattered face, and Gavin missed time, Wisenhunt missed time. I mean, there's been a ton of guys that missed time. So we maneuvered through that, and then we get to conference, and we're the best team by far on paper. And for our guys to have to play 4 games in 3 days and 36 innings, to be able to maneuver through that was really special. And I don't know if we've ever had a team here that is more battle tested. So when you say hype, I mean, look, that's what East Carolina is. When you play baseball here, there's pressure, there's hype, there's all that stuff. But we haven't been on social media since Tuesday at 9:00. So we don't see the hype now.
When you told Carson he's getting the start tomorrow, how did he react? And maybe I'm assuming he might have saw that coming. I mean, was he kind of expecting that maybe or no?
I don't think anybody was expecting until the coaches tell them who's pitching. I mean, Gavin would have went game 1 if we'd have told him to, or Cooch or Smitty or whoever it is. And it's not a big deal. Carson's just going to take the ball and treat it like any other start.
Coach, how does this team enter Friday's first game physically, and how much rest has this team been able to get over the course of the week, and what's your sense of it?
We're in good spot. I think our guys are as healthy as we can be. Bryson's still a little dinged up from going into the wall, but I'd bet my house that he'll be able to play tomorrow in some capacity. So, he doesn't feel great, but look, he knows that he wants to play, and he will Max did an unbelievable job, and also our doctors just getting him to feel better throughout the week.
Cliff, when scouting Norfolk State this week, what have you seen from that team, and what areas do you think they excel in?
Tyler, I hadn't scouted them at all yet. I'm going to look at some stuff this afternoon. I know the guys got really good numbers that we're going to face in Deloach, and they've stole a lot of bases. Look, they wouldn't be here if they weren't a quality opponent. So I'll look more in depth at the pitching this afternoon and tomorrow morning early. But I know they're a great team.
Coach, what was the discussion like with Coach Dietrich about who's going to start the first game, and how did you guys come up with Carson starting?
I don't think you guys should make it bigger than what it is. Is you put yourself in a position to win the regional. I mean, that's what, when you host a regional or you go on the road, just like we did in 15, we knew that Reed Love probably gave us the best chance to beat Miami. Now, we lost game 1 against Columbia, so Reed had to pitch against FIU, and we ended up losing that game. But still, that put us in the best chance to possibly win the regional, and that's the discussions that we have had as a coaching staff.
Regardless of really the team, or whether it's a starter, reliever, whatever it is, I mean, how important is the first game for all 4 teams, to not drop immediately kind of into that loser's bracket, and then things get a little wonky for any teams? How important is just the first game to get started right?
Well, it's easier if you win. I mean, look, in 19 we lost and still won the regional. I think you put out there at some point in time this week that, what is ECU, like 2-6 or something in openers of regional play? I don't want to fact check that because I really wasn't reading it too closely, to be honest with you, Ronnie.
It was 2-4 in the last 6. 2
and 4.
Two of those losses were definitely before you. So I think you are 2-1. Yeah.
Well, I didn't think you were like pointing the finger at me that in game one, because I don't really care. As long as we win the regional, I don't give a damn if we win the first one or lose the first one, as long as we win the regional. So, excuse me, but that, we'll put our best foot forward tomorrow and we'll go from there.
Coach, after going so long without having a full Clark LeClaire Stadium, how much excitement does it add to the guys, especially some of the younger guys who maybe haven't experienced what it's like to have a full Clark LeClaire Stadium behind them? Just what does it mean?
It means the world to me, because I can't imagine hosting a regional not being at full capacity. And for the younger guys who haven't experienced this, it's pretty cool. And to be able to do it 3 years in a row, I want them to enjoy it. I want them to take it in. And I always tell this story when Turner was our shortstop at 19 and Ryder was our third baseman. Turner, they ran on the field. He told Ryder, hey, man, look around, take this in. This doesn't happen everywhere. And I'm getting chill bumps talking about it because it doesn't. It doesn't happen everywhere. And it's a special place. Pirate Nation's awesome. When Clark LeClaire's packed and the jungle was rocking, it's as loud as any place I've ever coached.
Cliff, 2018, playing UNC Wilmington, and that game was kind of fragmented. You had to pull Cooch Maynor, I think, due to a delay. I know you said you didn't want to talk about weather, but obviously you got to prepare for those situations in terms of the forecast.
Well, I'm not going to talk about weather, but it was Agnos, that started against UNCW, and Agnos obviously had a professional career in front of him, just as I protect Gavin when he walks in the door, and goes, hey, I got an inning today after he started, 2 days ago. I mean, that's our job as coaches, to put our guys in the best situation to have long-lasting careers in professional baseball. So, look, you can't control the weather. Every team has to deal with the same thing. It's not like we get affected by the weather more than another team. It is what it is. So, we were up 5-0 when the weather delay, or up 3-0, then we scored 2. We were up 5-0, but we were not going to run Agnos back out there after over an hour and a half delay.
Okay, are there any other questions for Coach Godwin? Okay, we'll turn it over to questions now for either Connor or Gavin.
Connor, just talk about the excitement level of you guys as players to see a full Clark LeClaire Stadium again. What's that going to mean to you guys?
I know I've lost some sleep the last few nights just thinking about it. It's special. And to be able to have that again this year it's awesome. And I'm excited to be a part of it again. And I'm excited for the rest of my teammates that even haven't seen it, like Jacob Starling, guys like that. They get to experience it for the first time, because it's seriously the best time of the year.
Connor, Cliff said that he couldn't talk about the weather. Has he permitted you guys to be able to talk about the possible weather tomorrow?
No comment.
Connor, how did practice go today? I imagine there's a different feel, than a fall practice or a practice in April or May. I mean, what's kind of it like this week, and specifically with practice today, just amongst the team and kind of vibe and stuff?
I mean, it is different, but at the same time, it's not. You got to treat it like any other game, any other week. Don't change what's worked. We've treated this like any other game week. Today was no exception. We have the NCAA reps out there telling us how long we can go, but that's about it. That changes. We go about our business as usual.
Gavin, how did you guys feel coming out of last weekend physically, and as you head into this week with the regional beginning, tomorrow? How do you guys feel overall? How do you feel?
I would assume that everybody feels good. I think we have a little chip on our shoulder because we didn't end the tournament the way we wanted to.
And with Gavin, will you draw at all? When you do pitch on the Campbell game, the last 2019 regional, you started that one, obviously. Will you use that to help you at all for this weekend?
No, not really. That's 2 years ago. Can't really think about the past and what I did in the past.
But Gavin, following up on that, Gavin, will that experience to help you a little bit maturity-wise and stuff? Kind of what to expect in a big game atmosphere, regional atmosphere?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I know what to expect. I've been there, so I know it's going to be loud. I know everybody's going to be cheering, so I'm going to be able to handle my emotions better this year than I did in the past.
Gavin, this season, for whatever reason, the offense when you pitch just really comes out firing and gives you a lot of run support. Just how much more confidence does that give you when you go out on the mound, just knowing the offense is strong behind you?
It makes me so much more confident. I tell the guys when I come in there, just give me one run and I'll do the rest for them. But I feel like every inning they come in, they're just going to keep adding runs.
Gavin, when you're pitching in front of a big crowd like that, do you try and block them out, or do you use that energy to feed off of as a pitcher? How do you kind of approach that?
Really block them out. Don't really notice anything other than Coach Dietz giving me a sign and then Stump and everybody else behind me talking.
What about tomorrow, Gavin, with Carson starting? Obviously, I mean, what's your role? Will you be kind of charting pitches or scouting or in the stands or dugout? How do you kind of handle tomorrow when you're not on the mound, I guess?
I don't know what I'm going to be doing yet. So when that time comes, I'll do whatever it takes to help the team win.
Guys, what does it feel like now that the meaningful games are here? You're playing in a conference tournament where you know you've got assurance of playing next week. The other teams are fighting to continue their seasons. But what does it feel like, to be on the verge of playing the games that really matter?
I would say every game counts, or every game matters. If no games really matter, then we wouldn't be here right now.
Connor, what's been the big point of emphasis this week amongst this team as you head into Friday?
I would just, like I said earlier, handling our business as usual. I mean, if we play our game and we play to the best of our ability, there's a good chance we're going to win. If we don't, there's a good chance we're going to lose. You can't treat this any differently just because it's the regionals or whatever. You got to treat it like any other week.
Okay, any other questions for the players? Okay, gentlemen, thank you for your time. We'll see you later on.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.